Hi everyone and welcome to today's Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we are going to be talking about Zadara Storage Cube, which is a newly launched product from Zadara, and it works in conjunction with AWS. So Howard Young, our senior sales architect here, is going to do a little demo, explain how it works and what the benefits are. So Howard, please take it away.
Thank you, Christy. Today we're going to talk about the Cube, and it's just a repackaging of our VPSA, and pretty much what we can do with that is connect the. If my chart would change, there we go. We can connect your VPC to our Zadara Cube, which is simply a VPSA over two direct connects. And then what you'll do is connect through your virtual gateway, and you'll have access to your entire VPC. So the main difference between a cube and a VPSA is that you get a single share, or it would be a volume, depending if it's iSCSI, depending on how you order the cube through AWS. Everything else is the same, except all the billing goes through the AWS Marketplace instead of through Zadara. The advantage of that is that some enterprise customers that you have contracts with, they can use their account now and have all the billing through AWS. So that's a great benefit to offering the Zadara storage to your customers. So if we look at how we connect this to your VPC, if I can bring up the correct one here. Right here I have my VPC, and if you look at it, you need to connect to one or more different VPCs. But to access the marketplace, what you do is you go into your main console home here, and then you just go through the marketplace. So the marketplace allows you to search for services, and you just type in Zadara, and it'll bring up our offerings. So right now we have 6 offerings, and they're all cubes. You can get a 30 terabyte NAS, which is going to be a file, sys, or NFS. We also have, a NAS is going to be iSCSI. Well, I got that backwards. NAS is going to be block or file, and then the SAN itself is going to be iSCSI. So we pre-configure all these for you, and then you just select what you would want to configure for your customer. So for example, if I want 6 terabyte NAS, I'm going to get 2 drives. I would just click on that, and then I would configure it based on what VPC I want. So on the right side, you have the region you want to configure it in. So let's say if I want to do it in the Northern California region, I'd select here, or if I want to do it into the Northern Virginia area, I select there. So there's only 7 data centers that we support right now, but we'll do, for this demo, we'll do Northern California. And it gives you the price. You can select either hourly or annual. So the annual is billed at $6,000 roughly for that particular configuration, or you can do it hourly, and this is per hour. The difference between the annual and the hourly is that the annual is billed right away, so you cannot, once you have the cube set up, you cannot get a refund. On the hourly, you can terminate the instance at any time. So let's do a hourly, and then we would go ahead and continue. And then just review what you want to do for your region. So double check here. This is the Northern California, and the instance type is going to be a T2 micro, and this is used to configure your VPSA. Once you have it all configured, then you can basically stop that instance. You want to make sure you have the correct VPC. So here I have two VPCs. One is a 10.0 and a 172.31. So make sure you select the correct one. So I want the 10.0, and what will happen is once I press the create, it's going to go and offer two direct connects to this virtual private cloud. So make sure you have that one correct. Also on the subnet, you want to select one or the other, depending on how you have configured in your VPC. So right now I have the 10.0.1. That's the one I want to use. And then you need to specify either existing security group or use this one. As a minimum for the EC2 instance, you need to have these ports open, which is going to be 443, HTTPS, and HTTP. If you already have something already established, like this one, I have a SSH, RDP, HTTP, and HTTPS security group already configured. That will support that particular requirement. And you need a key pair. Make sure you have the key pair, so you can select one or the other. Unlike the when you create an EC2 instance, unlike in this case, you cannot create a key pair at this point. You'll have to either create a new instance with a new key pair or use an existing one. So we'll use this one, and then you just need to accept terms and conditions, and one click and it's ready to go. I suggest that you read the end user license agreement with the Zadara, which is here, and it's a pop-up, and you can read that at your leisure. There's also an AWS customer agreement that you need to be aware of, and that'll bring up a different page. You'll get a cost estimation of $653 a month, and that's billed by Amazon through your credit card or however you have it set up for your account. And $640 is going to be for Zadara. The remaining is going to be for the EC2 instance that's configured over here for the software pricing. The infrastructure charges is an estimate. Basically, this is going to be on the amount of data you write to the VPSA. So there are 2 cents per gigabyte direct connect charges that you'll have to accept. So once you have the you press the connect, you'll have to go over to the direct connects, and what you'll see is in your virtual interfaces, once you do that, you'll have 2 new direct connects in here, and then you'll just go through an onboarding process to connect your VPC to the Zadara Cube. So I haven't pressed anything right here at this point in time, but they'll show up as soon as the VPSA is created for you. If we go back to our chart here, the main requirements you're going to have is a VGW, which we'll use to connect to that. And so from the Direct Connect panel, you just accept those 2 interfaces. It'll connect the VGW to the Zadara Cube, and once that's connected, you just need to propagate the routing from Zadara Cube down into your route tables, and then you're ready to go. And you'll have access to a single share or a single volume, depending on if it's a NAS or a SAN configuration. So, are there any questions?
Yeah, we have some question. Well, one question. Someone's wondering what the difference is between the Zadara Cube that we just saw demonstrated here today and the regular VPSA that you can find on the website. Do you want to talk about a little bit of that, the scalability and whatnot?
Yeah. So the Cube is limited to what you order. For example, if you order the same product through Zadara, the Zadara website, you can expand the Zadara product where on the Cube you cannot expand it. So with Zadara you can add drives, you can expand it out that way. You can also, the initial configuration for the Cube, we do not have snapshots enabled, but once you have it established, you can go and turn those on. Another thing is we don't have the contact information as from AWS, but as you initialize your Cube, we recommend that you at least provide that type of information into so that we can support you directly if there's any questions.
So essentially it's just a limited version of the VPSA, but our solution is completely flexible and scalable, so if you wanted to sign up through the Zadara website so that you have more freedom there. But it's a great way to test the solution with AWS. And to touch on what Howard just said about the contact information, so yes, because this is all done through AWS, they don't give us the contact information unless you agree to opt in and provide it. So I would recommend that you do give us your information because you're only gonna help yourself in the long run. If you have a question or if you need something or if we see something on the back end that we can improve and you don't leave us your phone number or email, we can't help you out really unless you come to us. So by providing us some of that information, it'll make it a smoother process for both of us. So, but I think this was a great overview today. If you have questions about the Cube and how it works, as I mentioned, it is a very new product for us. You can reach Howard at zadarastorage.com. Also on Twitter at HowardY. And then if you have any suggestions for future topics on Tech Tip Tuesday, please go to the website listed here, info.zadarastorage.com/TechTipTuesday-suggestions, and just leave us a note on what you'd like covered. And Howard, what are we going to talk about next week? Do we have anything queued up yet?
Nothing queued up. Hopefully somebody will put a suggestion in. Otherwise, we'll just go down a list of action items we're going to cover for future topics.
Great. Yeah, and feel free to email them to us as well, and we're happy to incorporate those in future webisodes. So thanks for your time today, everyone, and we'll see you next Tuesday.